Hi and welcome. It's been a while, and that has to do with me having started a blog and writing regularly. So I've been busy with that and still am, and therefore I had less time to record something on video. Also, where I live now in Zutphen, I have the opportunity to have a sangha. I meditate every week and do once a month longer on Saturday. So if you're interested, I'll include a link to my website so you can see the activities. And the website until now is in Dutch, but I've seen that with Google Translate it approximates pretty well. And if I get round to it, I'll make it double or triple language, maybe also for my Spanish friends. Okay, so today I would like to talk about gratitude and comfort. No, comfort is not the word. In Dutch it's troost. It's to comfort oneself, to find refuge is maybe the English word. I should have looked it up. And I'm holding this talk because this Saturday we have a time day of mindfulness, which theme is compassion for yourself. And this Saturday it's going to be about gratitude and finding comfort. So this theme is in my mind and in my heart. And also recently I've had quite an upheaval in a friendship, and that made me question. It made me sad, and it brought up a lot of emotions, obviously, a good friend. And it made me look at myself, at my part of of where it went wrong, where are my blind spots, and then by coincidence, which obviously it's not, I've picked a beautiful lecture from Jack Kornfield about hunger, and where he very aptly describes how much we are caught in hunger. And I started to look at my own hunger in the sense, which has many forms, in the sense of hunger as in food, but also craving attention, craving the connection with somebody, hunger for validation, all these kinds of hunger. And as everything, I try to do this with compassion, is looking at myself with compassion, not to criticize myself, which is obviously what we are used to normally when we look at ourselves. We used to do this with either ignoring it or just getting angry at the other person or at oneself and blaming oneself. But I don't think that that makes the hurt only worse and doesn't help with transforming habit energies. And also with being, I think foremost it has to do, the compassion, it has to do with to start to be able to look at myself with these difficult things, that I'm okay with my faults, that it is what it is, as we learn in meditation to sit with what is, and wherever that may be, something simple like an itch, which we if we don't scratch and then slowly see it subsiding, or it might be something more difficult like a strong emotion, and to be able to look at it with kindness, to look at with understanding, with compassion, where to not even analyze it, maybe not even to see, oh, this comes from this and that in my childhood, but more to see, oh, okay, there it is again, this energy of me wanting to connect with somebody, to lose myself in that hunger, in that craving, and to identify myself for a while with it. And in allowing myself to see that this is something in me without judgment is when I can also find comfort myself, or have space for this sadness that my character flaw, or how we would call it in the West, my suffering, as you would call it in Buddhism, is just what it is. It's part of my life, my learning, and to be able to look at that with compassion makes that it can, like a crying child, it has space to be seen, to be understood, to be there, and to obviously not transform, because that might happen if I'm lucky, but it might not if but just to be okay with it, to be okay with who you are, where you're at, and that in itself is a very important part in having compassion for yourself and finding comfort with to comfort yourself when you are sad is something very important, to not to have to rely on we come back to that hunger, to not to understand my suffering and not to cover it with going out, meeting somebody, eating something, putting on the telly, reading something, whatever we do, buying something. Each of us have many coping mechanisms, but instead of doing that, to be with it and to see it like a little child that needs love, needs understanding. And then I even might do this, and just might, if I need to, for comfort, I might actually to do something like rocking myself, or something that really feels like I'm comforting myself. And another important thing is what I do is to do a meditation that comforts me, like a guided meditation. I often come back to the guided meditations from Plum Village because they have so many different kind. And then while I'm lying down with a blanket over myself, I will comfort my feelings and my body and my mind with these soothing words, and often they're singing as well, or music, and I find that so, I can feel how then the pain or stress or whatever it may be, whatever suffering it may be, can relax, can do this and just be, and give it, to allow myself to entrust my suffering to the earth, to feel that support of the earth that is always there, of my body that I can live in, and thanks to which I can speak and look and touch many beautiful things, and look at many beautiful things, and hear many beautiful things. And then we come to gratitude, which is the other very nourishing thing, is which is what often happens for me when I allow myself to really comfort my suffering and to be with it without covering it with or running away from it. Then the suffering kind of also subsides by being heard, and it transforms itself into often gratitude, often a kind of spacious openness, that once I allow myself to surrender to the suffering, to surrender also to the love and the relaxation, is when I can open, and when I can reconnect with all the beautiful things that are also here, that are always available for us. Like Thich Nhat Hanh used to say many times, that there's always a blue sky, no matter how difficult your situation is. There's always a blue sky, and if we like Thich Nhat Hanh always said, if we water the seeds of our joy and our gratitude when we are suffering, we can benefit from that. And because then it's easier to have this transition to I can feel that just now, while I'm looking outside at the garden and the sun is shining, and my Buddhist flags, the Tibetan prayer flags, are slowly disintegrating like they should, to spread the peace into the world. I feel this immense gratitude for being on this planet, for the sunshine, for the birds that, now that is spring, are singing louder, it seems, and being busy with their springtime activities. So when we look at it, even there's so many million things to be grateful for. And I would actually, to enhance your feeling of gratefulness, I would recommend try and make a journal of gratefulness. I did this some years ago with a group of meditators. We meditated for 3 months on gratefulness, and we kept this journal, and that was such an eye-opener for me. Because in the beginning, especially if you're in a difficult situation, or in a depression, or in a stressful situation, it's very hard for us to see that at the same time that we are in pain, there's also beauty available for us in the same moment. And that is a very beautiful paradox. And that is not to say that you should suppress your pain. No, not at all. It's more to not completely identify with your pain, to know that we are more than our physical suffering, or the divorce you might go through, or the loss you might have had. There is, at the same time, there's more. There's always friends, your body, the food you have, a house you have, a pet. There's just try it. I really recommend it. Try and write down, maybe the first day, write down 10 things and see how this grows exponentially, and how the gratefulness, the more you focus on it, because this is also something really important, that what we focus our mind on is what grows, which comes back to that saying of Thich Nhat Hanh, the seeds you water are the seeds that grow, and that makes perfect sense. I mean, I see that sometimes when I have this, like this winter, I had a kind of a bit difficult period where I noticed my mind would go back to being like really stubborn and going back all the time to negative thoughts, to criticism, to wanting things I didn't have, or to reminiscing on pain, and going back and back. And I know all these things what to do, to feed, to focus on gratefulness and on beauty, but it was just it was very strong, the energy, and that is also that was okay. And then I heard in another talk by Eckhart Tolle, where he said, just be with what is. I mean, that is another thing which is also important, not to by making a journal on gratefulness or focusing on gratefulness. It doesn't mean that everything will be suddenly has to be positive. And if you are in a difficult period of your life, then that is what is. And I think then the way is to be okay with that, not only okay, but to see that in a loving way too, because that is very difficult. At least I still find that very difficult. If I am in a period where I'm very critical of myself and of others and of my life, then it's a very strong habit energy. And to be okay with that, to be okay with being in a place that is not nice to be in, not pleasant, and just to be, and just to, in meditation, but also throughout my day, to say, okay, this is it, and not trying to force it to be different, because that wouldn't work, but just to and to embrace it with my, as much as I can, and be there for it, and it's just like just like the other things that it's difficult to be there for. It's like with physical pain, that is also something that we mostly find up to a certain point. We maybe be able to be there for it, but then we tend to run away. I've seen that in many people, and also in myself, when we have a lot of illness, we kind of tend to leave our body, to find it very difficult to be in our body, to make contact with that feeling of this discomfort of your body, and to the sadness, all the emotions, or maybe the anger or the fear, all the strong emotions that come with being ill, or being seriously ill, or being in pain. And to be there and to learn to comfort yourself and to be there for that pain is a beautiful and very, very important thing, because we all at one point in our life will get ill and die. That is just one of the things of life. And the sooner I can learn this, the better. The more you can, the more I can embrace my pain, the more I'm able also to connect with my joy, and with the joy of being alive, with the joy of being able to connect with life. So maybe it's time for a small meditation together. So I want to ask you to sit comfortably, to come back to your breathing, to feel how your breath goes in and out of your body. Feel the surface that you sit on, how your body feels, the weight of your body, how you're supported by what you sit on, how you're supported by the earth. And when you find you are very busy in your head, maybe it will help to focus on the breathing in your belly, or even put a hand on your belly, put your hands on your belly. And if you find you're sleepy, then it helps to put the focus on the breath, how it leaves and enters your nose. And with every out breath, I want to ask you to relax a little bit more, and relax your muscles, your face, your eyes. Maybe you want to close your eyes if that feels safe enough for you. And feel how your body can let go, how your mind can let go. There's nothing you have to do, nothing you have to achieve. Just be with your breath that is there for you every day, nourishing you with oxygen, with the love from the trees and the plants. Maybe you can feel your heart beating in your chest day and night. Your heart is there for you, pumping the blood through your whole body, so all your organs and your brain and your muscles can function, and so you can do the things that you love. And then I want to ask you to feel your belly slowly rising and falling with every breath. And feel how connected you are with Mother Earth. How supported you are. Through the air that you can breathe. The water that comes from the clouds and that nourishes and refreshes you every day. The food that comes from the earth. Millions of insects helped to make our food, to support you. And many people help to make the food. The farmer, the people in the shop, and the people who made the food might be yourself. And then slowly I want to ask you to go to your brain. With your attention you go to your brain, the wondrous organ that helps you to be able to do so many things without even having to think about it. You can lift up your hand to touch somebody, to embrace somebody, your arms, or you can walk without thinking. Our brain helps us in millions of ways to function. And maybe you can feel the gratitude for your miraculous brain that is also able through your ears to hear these words, to read a beautiful book, to be fed by art, by the beautiful colors through your eyes that then go to your brain. And while you're breathing in and out, maybe you can relax even deeper and feel the love of the earth that is supporting you. Life is supporting you in many, many ways every day. Millions of cells in your body die and are born every minute. And with our bodies we can do so many things. With our speech we can say loving words to other people, sing beautiful songs. With our hands we can make beautiful things. Maybe you want to put a hand on your heart and one on your belly and feel the gratitude for this miraculous life that you have. And if there is a painful emotion that comes up in you, or that is present at the moment in your life, I want to ask you, with this spacious lovingness that you can feel, to look at this pain in yourself with loving eyes and tell your pain, I'm here for you. Hello pain, hello suffering, it's okay, I am here for you, I am here for you, I am here for you. And when you recognize this pain, hold it. And even if there's tears that come up, that's okay. With your energy of love, of gratitude and of support by Mother Earth, you can carry this. And Mother Earth will help you carry this pain. And you are so much more than this pain. There's so much more. Life is available for you every moment until you die. There's always this new breath that you take, your heart that keeps beating. So with this loving energy, look at your pain, give it space to be, to tell you, maybe in a small voice, maybe in a color, maybe in some words, maybe it wants to tell you something, or maybe it just wants to be held, be recognized, know that it's okay to be. And maybe your emotion is shifting. Maybe another emotion will come. Just look at it with an open heart, without judgment, like a mother, loving mother would look at her child that is hurt and just be there. Nothing has to change. You're beautiful just the way you are. And when your pain feels heard and feels seen, maybe you actually want to hold yourself and then you can tell your pain that you're there for your pain and that it is always welcome, that you will always be there for it, and it's okay that you, the loving, spacious part in you, can take care of it, will listen to it. And maybe there's a word or image that comes up, and you could write that down later or draw about it. And for now, I want you to ask you to come back with your attention, slowly to come back to your breathing. Feel how you're sitting on a surface, on a chair or a sofa, how your body is carried by Mother Earth, how you are supported by life. And then I want to ask you to take a moment and to feel gratitude that you take this time for yourself, that you learn to love yourself, to accept all as life as it presents itself in you and through you. That we are already where we want to be. And then maybe you want to open your eyes and come back to the room if you had your eyes closed. So this is one of the exercises. It's a short version of what you can do. Also, you can sit with in meditation if you have a strong emotion, or sit with it on holding the energy of holding and of love that we just manifested, that we just watered. You can do this also when you are meditating and when you are in a strong emotion, in a period where you have a lot of strong emotion. I did this when I separated from my ex-partner. It was very painful, and what helped me enormously is to just, with a lot of compassion, I comforted, as it were, myself while meditating, because the tears would just stream, and it was just so painful, and it was so different from feeling the pain in the meditation than from just feeling it in daily life, because in the meditation I was able to feel the space, also to be there for it with the energy of mindfulness. And another very, for me, is a way of manifesting the energy of compassion is the chant of Avalokiteshvara, which is the energy the Buddhist version of Maria, if I may say so, as I see it in my humble opinion. But it's the energy of compassion. And to close, I want to offer you this chant, a short version. Namo Avalokiteshvara Aya. Kiteshvara Aya. Namo Avalokitesvaraya. Namo Avalokitesvaraya. Namo Avalokitesvaraya. Namo Avalokitesvaraya. This chant is in Plum Village tradition. They sing this with all the brothers and sisters and beautiful instruments. And then the first 3 times you take refuge for yourself, for your own suffering. And the second 3 times you ask for refuge for the ones you love, and the third is for the whole world. And it touched something very deep in me when I heard it the first time, and still I find this a very strong energy of love and connection. So, but for you this may be different. Maybe try and find those things that comfort you without consuming, things that nourish your well-being, and that might be going out in nature, or just sitting, allowing yourself to just sit without having to do something and to look at the beautiful sky. And for now, I hope I gave you some inspiration, and I wish you a beautiful, beautiful, inspirational day.